Hello, my most amazing artist. Today we are going to finish our pop art hand project, and this is the one that's my example, and this is what we're going for. Bright, bold colors. You should be able to see the hands. I'm going to be calling you up, and I'll be taking black paint, and I'll be painting your hands, and you'll be stamping it down on all 4 hands. So I'll call you based on the people who are totally finished. You'll get to come up first. The people who have their 4 hands painted, I'll call you next, and then so on and so forth. Now, I made a little example over here because I saw several with some different things that I'd like you to work on this week. So for instance, some of you have your hands painted really nice and you just need to paint the background. So if that's the case, I'll be calling you up to do the black part, and you can paint the background before and after I call you up. Some people didn't get enough paint on their brush, and their paint is not bright and bold. It is kind of light. The paint's light. Some people did not get the definition of the fingers, and then some people had their paint was scratchy. So I'm going to show you some ways to fix that if yours is like one of these. So first of all, if your paint was scratchy, all you really need to do is take a clean, wet brush, kind of wipe it off a little bit, and you can just rub some water on top of the paint, and that will take the scratchiness away, and it will make your painting look better. Now, if it takes too much of the paint away, you can always get a little bit more of that color and paint on top. But the key is that you need more water to create a smoother paint. If your paint is scratchy, it's because you didn't have enough water on your brush. Okay, so I've smoothed that one out, and I could do the same thing to the background. Okay, just clean brush and water. That's all you need. All right, this one right here where you don't have the definition of the fingers, I don't know if you can see, but I can still see my pencil mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the blue paint stick, since this paint is dry, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to outline my hand, okay? And then I could go in with the orange paint stick and just kind of color over that blue. If you try to paint over the blue, it might mix and become brown. So I'm just going to kind of take my paint stick, we'll color over it without mixing it. And I could just paint the whole background. I know that looks kind of crazy, but if I spend my time, I could just use the paint stick over the entire background and it'll look good. Okay? All right, so I'm not going to finish all this on camera because you get the gist. You're just kind of painting in. And you can see a shadow there, but it looks better than it did. Okay, and then here I could either use the paint stick on top of this to create a brighter, bolder color, or I can just paint it again, okay? So in order to make this bright, what you're going to have to do is wet your brush. I like to put a little bit of water into the paint to make like a little pool down here. That way I know I have enough water. I'm going to roll my brush in there, and you want to roll your brush about, I would say 20 to 30 times. That's going to give you good color saturation. So now when I paint, I'm going to have really nice, bright color. Roll my brush in there again when the paint starts running out. Remember, you should outline your fingers before painting them in. So these are my tips for you today. You're going to wait to be called to my desk or wherever I'm painting hands. We may have a 4th grade helper as well. So you're going to wait to be called until I call you. All right, I'm getting the red. I think I meant to do that purple. Remember, roll that brush in there several times. That's going to give you good paint saturation. Okay, my paint was wet, so it's going to blend. All right, but anyway, finish up, and when you get called up to me, we will paint your hand and stamp it, and then you'll be done for today. Remember, your goal is to have hands that you can see, all 5 fingers, really bright, bold, contrasting colors. All right, have fun.